morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Deepak Sinha, and you are at Sinha Classes. And this channel is all about the placement preparation. This is my ninth session. And we discuss about the functions in C. And just I am continuing this session, although this session is going to be a very small one. And in the next session, we are going to discuss about the recursive function. Fine. Okay. So directly, let me take the first question to this session because this I already discussed you. This session is all about the placement preparation, and in the last session I discussed you some basics also. Fine. So let me start directly with the first question. The first question which I am going to talk today is this. You see, this question, the first question is here. You see, there is a function called if, and there is two parameter. One is pointer, another is integer n, and it is saying if n is less than equals 1, then return 0. If the value of n is less than equals 1, then return 0. Otherwise, there is another function max, and the parameter is, you see, p plus 1. You see, now what is p? We already discussed here. It is a pointer, right? So p plus 1 and n minus 1, and here p0 p0 minus p1, right? So this is this. You see, there is a function called if, and there is two parameter. One is pointer, another is integer n, and it is saying if n is less than equals 1, then return 0. If the value of n is less than equals 1, then return 0. Otherwise, there is another function max, and the parameter is, you see, p plus 1. You see, now what is p? We already discussed here. It is a pointer, right? So p plus 1 and n minus 1, and here p0 p1, right? So this is the function. This is the function basically. Now you see, here we are going to call. There is a array. You see, here there is an array of 5 elements, and what the next statement is printf %d, and now you are calling function f with two parameter. One is array and one is 5, right? So what is going to happen, you see, when you are calling this function with a is array, so the base address is going to be stored in this p, meaning what? Let us try to assume, you see, here this is a, right? This is a. So a is an array and it is having 5 elements, right? So first one is 3, then 5, then 2, then 6, then 4, right? So this is your 0th element, this is first, this is second, this is third, this is fourth. So how you are going to call it? You are calling it a and 5. So the base address, you see, this is pointer. So the base address is what? Base address is your first element address. So let us suppose the first address element is 1000. Let us take the address of this element is 1000, right? So next will be 1002 and 1004, something like that, right? So base address will stored in this, and n is what? 5. So the value of n will be 5. Okay. So as per this function, you see, it's saying if n is less than 1, then return 0, right? Otherwise, there is another function max, and you are trying to call again this recursively fp plus 1, that is the next element, n minus 1, that is 4. So you see what is going to happen. It will call p plus 1, means, you see, a1, right? This is called with a0, right? So p plus 1 will call this, and this value will be 4. Next time it is going to call p plus 1, means again 2, then 6, then 4, and every time it will be negate, like 4, 3, 2, 1, right? So when the value will be 1, what will happen? It is going to return 0. You see here, when the value will be 1, it is going to return 0, and when it is going to return 0, this is going to print the value of a, that is a0, and finally it is going to print 3, right? So the catch in this question is, just this question is trying to know that you are knowing that how the array you are going to print. Like, you see, the catch in this question is this function will run till the value of n is not 0 or 1, and when it is going to be 1 or 0, it will return 0, right? So when it will return 0, what is going to happen? This is the catch in this question. So if you know the basics, you are very easily you are going to give answer. When the value will be 1, then it is going to return 0, and finally it is going to print you the if that is the array 0 element, and that is 3. I guess I am clear. You try it at your own and you will find it will happen. But in that case you will have to just justify this max also, because this is assumption. Fine. So directly if you are going to run this question, it will not run. You will have to justify. You will have to create a max function also. This is just to tell you, right? So let me go to the next question, second question. Yeah, this is our second question. Now you see, this question I discussed a lot. This question I discussed a lot during the you see, when I discussed you the looping, nested looping and looping. So this question is all about this static and looping. If you know the static keyword and looping keyword, you'll able to give the answer to this question. Fine. Now you see, static integer num is equal to 16. So the num is 16. Fine. 16. Okay. And return num minus minus. Okay, fine. This is the only function. Now you're calling this function in a loop. So this is initialization, this is condition, this is increment decrement, right? And here you are just trying to print. Fine. So for the first time when you're going to call it, so this function will be called, and when this function will be called, it will return num minus minus. That is what? That is what? Post decrement, right? Not pre, post. So this will be 16, and this will be 16, and this will be 15, and finally here it will be 14. So for the first time you will get the output 14. Then what will happen? Then what will happen? Again you are going to call it in a loop, right? Again you are going to call it in a loop. So just give me a moment. Give me a moment. So for the first time I told you the value is 14. Then next time here it will be 13. Then 12. Then 11. So next value is 11. Okay. Then after 11, you see, here it will be 10, then 9, then 8. Okay. Then after 8, it will be 7, then 6, then 5. Okay. After that, what will happen? 4, 3, then 2. Fine. After 2, you see, after 2 it will be 1 and 0. At 0 this loop will break and you will come out. So the output will be 14, 11, 8, 5, 2. Now you can check at your means on your compiler, you will find the similar answer or same answer exactly, right? So this is all about just to know you are knowing this is static or not, and you are knowing this loop or not, right? So next question, let me take the next question. I told you that this time this session is going to be the very small one, because next session I am hosting on recursive function. Fine. So maybe today I am going to use some recursive function, but believe me, next session is going to be fully on the recursive function. Now this question. Now this question is asking, consider the following program written in pseudocode. This is actually pseudocode, not the program. Pseudocode, assume x and y are integers. Okay, fine. It is saying count x comma y. If y not equal to 1, if y this line, if y not equal to 1, then if x not equal to 1, then print x, count x divided 2 and y. So again it will call this function recursive function. Otherwise y equals to y minus 1, and it is going to call this function 1024 comma y. Okay, now see the catch in this question. The demand of this question is the number of times the print statement is executed by call the 1024 is. So this print statement is going to call how many times if you are calling this count function with the parameter 1024 comma 1024. So this is the demand of this question. Fine, just remember. Okay. So now let us take you call this function count 1024 comma 1024. So the value of x is 1024. Fine. The value of y is 1024. Okay. So y not equal to 1, x not equal to 1, print. Okay, no problem. So this will run one time. Fine. x is equal to x divided 2. So when you are divided 1024 divided 2 is 1024, right? And value of y is again 1024. So this x divided 2. So what this is divided 2 will be 512. 512 divided 2 will be 256. 256 divided 2 will be your 128. 128 divided 2 64. 64 divided 2 is 32. 34 16. 16 divided 2. 16 divided 2 is 8 divided 2 4 divided 2 2 divided 2 is 1. So how many times you divided? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 8, 9, 10 times you divided, right? 10 times you divided, and first time first time first time it is you called, right? So 10 time you divided. After 10 time it will come from here, it will come to else. So it is y is equal to y minus 1. So this will run 1024 times, plus this part already you just discussed. This part you divided how many times? You see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 plus 10, right? And in the yes, so all together this will run 1034 times, right? So how we come to the answer? Answer is very simple. Let me explain once again. Answer is very simple. Let me just tell you once again. You see, the pseudo code is the question is asking that how many times this print statement will execute, right? This is the question. So when you call with this, when you are going to call with this two parameter 1024 1024, so you see x is divided every time 2. So 1024 divided 2, it will divide 10 times to reach 1. I just discussed you, right? So this print statement will run 10 times. Next it will come to else. So while coming to else, it will minus, you see, y minus 1 every time till you are reaching 1. So 1024 every time you are minusing 1 till it is reaching 1. So this will run 102 1024 plus here there is 10 times. So all together this print statement will run 1034 times. I guess I am clear, right? If not, you just try once, or you can just ping me, you can give me comment. The next question is, you see, consider the function integer num. You see, integer function integer num, count is equal to 0 while num count plus plus num right shift double equals 1, right? Return count. So the question is asking, if you are going to call func with 435, the value returned is now what it is returning the value? It is returning value count. Now you see, the catch to this question is that you must know what is this right function, right? Right shift, right? So this is basically bitwise operator. How it is working, I must tell you. You see, so you see 435, right? The value is 435. So you need to convert to its binary first. So 435 means 256, 128, then 64, then 32, then 16, then 8, then 4, 2, 1, right? The binary to 434 will be 11101111. So this will be the binary to 434. Now you see how many digits are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? So there is altogether 8 digits. Altogether 8 digits are there in this, right? What is going to happen? You see, the initial value to count is 0, and when num, you see, when num is what? 435. So 435, so it's going to do num plus plus, and when num is greater than you see, when num right shift 1, so this is going to take a shift operation to, you see, shift operation to right side, right? And here there will be one more bit, that is your 0. that is we are calling it as MSB, most significant bit, right? This is called MSB. So altogether 8 digit plus 1 MSB. So this is going to shift every time this loop will run, right? Every time this loop will run, like whenever there is value of num, right? So it is going to shift every time till this 0 doesn't occurs. So this 0 will come at ninth time. You see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So this 0 will come at ninth time, and in the main this count value will be 9. So when you are running this code, it's going to give you the value 9, right? Why? Because this is asking for function for the when you're calling this function with 435, the value returned is, and what the value you are returning? You're returning the value of count, right? This counter. So this value you're going to get is 9. I guess I'm clear, right? Or otherwise you can just give me a comment. I can just give you more clarification, right? Okay. Now next, this question is integer function. There is one function f integer n, static integer I is equal to 1. If n greater than equals to 5, return n, right? Otherwise n is equal to n plus 1 I plus plus. Again you are calling this function, fine. So the value returned by when you are calling function with f1, right? With value 1, right? So what will be the value? You will get it, right? So let us check. You are calling with 1, okay. Static integer I is equal to 1, right? N greater than equals 5, then return n. So n is not 5, it's 1. So it will come to here is equal to n is equal to n plus I. So n is what? N you called 1, right? Here it's 1. So it will be 1 plus I, static I is 1, that is 2, okay. Again you are calling it. Now you see, again you are calling it. So next time when you are calling it, the value of n is now 2, right? The value of n is your 2, okay. So 2 greater than 5, 2 greater than 5, I plus plus, okay. One more thing. So here the value of I is now 2, okay, fine. So you see, you called next time with 2. So this is 2 now, n is 2 now. So this condition is false, so it will not return anything. N is equal to n plus I. So the value of n is 2. So 2 plus 2, 2 plus I, the value I is 2. So 2 plus 2 is what? 4, okay. 2 plus 2 is 4. Fine. Again you are calling it with 4. Again this time you are calling with 4. So 4, when you are calling with 4, you see here the I is now 3. I is now 3, okay. So when you are calling with 4, what will happen? You see, n greater than equal to 5. I think no, it's not correct. So it will come here. N is equal to n plus I. So n is 4 and I is 3. So altogether you will get 7. Okay. And I is next time your 4. Okay. 4. Again you'll call it with value 7. Now you see n is 7. So n is greater than 5. Yeah, true. So it is going to return what? N. So finally you'll get the value 7. So the output is 7, right? So this is how it will work, and finally you'll get the answer 7, right? Try it at your own system with the compiler, right? Now this question, this is very interesting one. It's going to do, it's saying integer x is equal to 2, integer x is equal to 2, y is equal to 5, x less than y, that is 2 less than 5, condition is true. So when it is true, you are saying return x is equal to x plus y, right? So x is equal to x plus y, meaning what? 2 plus 5, that is 7. But there is but. See, it will not print anything, because if you're writing within if to return something, right? So when you are writing within if to return something, it will not return. It will not, you see, it will return this value, but there is no print statement. So finally you will not get any output. This is just to confuse you, that you will say that there will be compiler error, or it's going to print you see Z1 or Z2, something like that. but this is just to tell you that within if this condition is true also, so it is returning, but it is returning where? You are inside main, so this return value is not going to print anything. So the answer to this question is it will not print anything. There will be no output to this question. So this session was I already told you this session is going to be the very small session, because next time I'm planning to host a session on the recursive method. That will be that's going to be very interesting one. So next time we are meeting very shortly with a recursive function with very interesting questions and some basic stuffs also. Till then, bye, goodbye, take care, and don't forget to give me feedback for my session. And if you need some online session, just ping me. I'll give some online session also for more clarification. Till then, bye bye, take care, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you, thanks a lot. You today, it's going to help you out. Thank you, thanks a lot. Bye bye, take care, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you, thanks a lot.